Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of the Suns Jam Session video podcast. I'm John, he's Matthew, and we're here to break down some tape relative to Deandre Ayton and whether or not the Phoenix Suns should be feeding him. Matthew, thanks for hopping on. Initially, before we get into some of these little video clips and analyzations of Deandre Ayton's game late in the fourth quarter, what are your thoughts on this subject?
It's something we've been talking about in Ayton Watch. You got to feed them, you got to find them. And this is the one thing keeping the Suns away from really killing teams. When we're up by 10 or 15 points, this can be the opportunity the Suns have to really, take those wins away, not make it so close towards the end. So this is something the Suns need to add to their offense.
Completely agree. This is that last missing piece, if you will. If you really want to shut a team down, you go to your big fella. You look at DeAndre Ayton, and he's somebody who is, I think, 13th overall in the league in usage percentage. And when you look at the fourth quarter, he really falls off. This is a tweet that I put out, and it says, here are Ayton's usage percentage numbers by quarter along with his points in those periods. And he has a 21.6% usage rate in the first quarter, 17.9 in the second, 18.2 in the third, and 17.5. His least amount of usage comes in that fourth quarter. And if the Suns want to have the ability to put teams away, you need to go for the guy who's going to have the best opportunity to score you points. And DeAndre Ayton, who's number 2 currently in the team in effective field goal percentage behind Mikal Bridges, could be that guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down 5 clips and talk about what we see and some of those opportunities for the Phoenix Suns. The first clip that we're bringing up here, Matthew, is a clip against the Orlando Magic in when the Suns ended up losing to that team on a late game run by the Magic. And on this play that we're seeing right here, Matthew, tell me what you kind of see, and I'll give you my thoughts as well. So Booker steals the ball and go.
So right here, this is what a lot of teams do. They'll find the three. The three is just so sexy still in the NBA. To if their guy's running like Mikal Bridges down the sideline and he's open for three, a lot of players will actually pass up the open guy underneath the basket. A lot of times the open guy under the basket will pass it to the guy for three. But in this case, it's almost about trust. It's almost like Book knows the game is on the line. Is he going to give DA a chance? No, he trusts Mikal Bridges with the three. I mean, Mikal Bridges is shooting high from three-point percentage, so it's kind of a smart play. But for me, I want to give Ayton the ball right there and have him dunk it because in a late-game situation, I feel like I trust him and that he'll throw the ball down.
I completely agree. I mean, again, we've seen this too often where a guy has a wide open layup and they'll pass it to the outside. We saw it a couple nights ago when the Phoenix Suns played the Hawks where Danilo Gallinari was open on the outside, and Bogdanovic, who had a wide open layup, chose to go outside to a shooter. But again, what kills me on this play, again, 144 left in the game, down by a point. You're streaking down the field, the court on a fast break, and bam, right here. Okay.
Yep.
He's got DA wide open for a while, and he's looking that way, but you can see he's looking at the trailer, and unfortunately, it leads to a three-point shot by Mikal Bridges. He misses. The Suns end up losing the game on this play right here, Matthew. Let's go ahead and play that. There you go. So I'll start off on what I think on this one, and this is, the end of the game. Suns have an opportunity to win it with a Booker shot. You pretty much know that it's going to go to Booker. Everyone on the court knows it. But at the same time, as Booker gets the ball and starts to make his move, the defense completely collapses on him. You have 3 guys closing in on him, and he has an opportunity to bounce past something, get it to DeAndre Ayton, feed the guy who has the highest field goal percentage on the team. What are your thoughts here, Matthew?
It's a tough spot for Booker right there. I don't know if he really had a chance to get a bounce pass off, maybe between someone's legs. This was actually really good defense, I feel like, from the Magic. But if I'm Booker, I just make sure I go around a little bit further and then give DA the ball or just throw it to him right when he is open. But from this angle, it looks like DA is open. From Booker's angle, not too sure. I know Booker now is the guy that wants to shoot the ball to win the game. He wants to be the last shot guy. This is something that he wants in his reputation. He does. He wants to be that man in Phoenix. But sometimes we got to learn that DA and Mikal Bridges can help us win these games. And in this example, this is perfect because DA is wide open. He can easily make this lane.
Yes, an opportunity missed for the Phoenix Suns on that play. The next game is when the Suns played against the Toronto Raptors. And one of the reasons I bring this play up is you just look, again, this is 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. the Suns are up by 10 points, but they've kind of fallen in love with the three ball at this point. And they're letting the Toronto Raptors back in. And on this play, one, you see how DA is over on the right side. He's pinned down. You have your two most effective shooters relative to effective field goal percentage on the right side of the court. Booker starts making his run. He passes out to Chris Paul, and Chris Paul takes that three. Now, right here, he does have an opportunity to take at least a look into Deandre Ayton. But again, he doesn't. He shoots the ball. It's a brick. And the Suns end up letting the Toronto Raptors back in the game. The Suns do win the game by 4, but it's again another one of those examples of the Phoenix Suns opting for the easy shot versus trying to make that pass to DA. Do you think that this is a sign of Chris Paul displaying his confidence, or that it is simply a mistrust in the fact that Deandre Ayton can effectively catch that pass and do something productive with it?
Yeah, I mean, trust is always a thing with these two, and for some reason they're still not on the same page. But DA right here, he probably needs to put his hands up to show that he's open, but he does do that and still does not get the ball. So either situation, he probably wouldn't get the ball, even if he were to display himself that he is open. I'm glad you brought this up. Yeah, display himself out there. I'm glad you brought this up because I think the Suns, a lot of the times in these games, they do shoot the three instead of shooting the mid-range or getting DA on the block for easy shots. And Mikal Bridges, of course, I keep bringing him up in the Deandre Ayton video, but him and DA are absolutely so efficient from the paint. So this is a weird shot from Chris Paul, right? I've never seen him really shoot that far behind three when he has other options. I mean, he is not really the guy to not post up, but he a catch and shoot guy, right? From behind the 3-point line.
Yeah,
so
that's not his game.
This is just something where I think he thought he was open. If they get that three, they go up big, that might be the game winner. If not, he should have just looked down to DA, but DA needs to do a better job too of just showing that he is open. And even though it does happen where he doesn't get the ball, just put yourself out there, big man, and give him the ball, right?
I like it. Yeah, display yourself.
Display yourself. Yeah.
All right, next one. This is when the Suns are only up by 4. Matthew, walk me through what you see on this play.
All right, so DA does a lot of this where he will be like the fullback, right? DA is like the fullback for our offense, where he will bulldoze a guy open. And I think on this, he thinks Chris Paul is going to follow him. Mm-hmm. So Booker does this a lot. Actually, I feel like I've seen it in the beginning of the season more, where Booker would follow him and swizzle himself through the offense and through the defense and get a good open looking shot. This one, DA maybe should have turned around and been wide open, but Chris Paul right here just did a little bounce pass. Right there would have been a perfect spot for DA because he can shoot over anybody when he's that close to the rim. So he should have had a good look right there.
I agree again. Right about here is what you're talking about. I mean, again, Pascal Siakam's on him. So he's that defender who doesn't allow him to follow DA to the touchdown, if you will, fall in the fullback. But he has this nice opportunity. And DA, one thing we talk about is his positioning. And if he can get down deep in the block, they need to have the ability to feed him. If he just throws up one of those quick little pump fakes, you got him right there. Mm-hmm. You can pass it. And DA, look at DA's positioning down there. You throw a good pass out to DA's left hand, he can turn it around and put it right in the basket. Again, it's a mid-range shot. Chris Paul misses it. The Suns ultimately do win the game, but it was a lot closer than it needed to be.
Hornets won in Phoenix.
And then the horny Hornets, the turnover that a lot of people have talked about with Chris Paul, and we'll just touch on this real quick. The only reason I brought this one up, DA does set a screen. It's one thing that the Suns I feel have gotten away from a little bit in the late games is throwing some screens there, and he finally gets the screen. He slips the screen, as you can see right there, and Chris Paul's not really looking at him. He's looking at the lane, understandably so. But if you're looking towards DA, maybe you're not focusing. Maybe you don't lose that ball, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. And we did talk about this on a couple podcasts where Chris Paul will lose the ball in clutch situations late in games. We are kind of nitpicking a little bit, but this is the only way for them to get better is to watch film, right? I think right here, there's two things I noticed is Jay Crowder didn't stay on the 3-point line. So I think that in this situation, Chris Paul is maybe looking for that pass because you have the other defender coming and helping with Ayton. So that would have been a wide open 3. But right here, this is an alley-oop situation, right? This is exactly what you've been trying to do with Deandre Ayton on the pick and roll alley-oop. I'm pretty sure he's shooting 98% from alley-oops. DA is. So I would just throw it up to him, man. There's ways to make this offense, to have easier situations for the offense and to set it up. And they are setting it up. It's just they're not completing the pass. They're not completing the shot. So this is a perfect example of that.
And I think you said it perfectly when you said nitpicking. We understand that this is a team that, as we record this prior to the Bulls game, they're 32-14. This is taking a look at opportunities to fine tune this machine as we march towards the playoffs. So knowing that Deandre Ayton has some ability to grow within the confines of this offense it's a good sign for the Suns moving forward. Is there room for opportunity? Always. It's basketball. Every game, every possession, you could be better. And these are some of the observations that we here at the Suns Jam Session podcast have. So there you go.
Yep. I mean, they're a great team. We love it. We're enjoying it. And they're watching the same film. They know they need to get better in clutch situations and post, just to finish the game off. And that's what we're looking at here.
Yes, it is. So again, thank you to the Jamsters who decided to join us. You always laugh when I just kind of end it like that.
No, because if I mess up on my words a few times, I laugh at that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm laughing through the whole podcast most of the time.
I always thought it's because I was funny. Damn it. Okay,
no,
well,
too,
I'll
John.
try to do better jokes for you and the Jamsters out there. But thank you for watching this edition of the Suns Jam video podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate it. Everybody, take care and have a great day.
Yeah, everyone, I guess go home and love your family. Do I say that right here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.